I hate to break the fishing news after Yaremchuk, but I'd like to speak about the ice hockey.
Congratulations. You're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down, Yaremchuk.
Yep. All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
I don't want anyone to ever question Chris Chalmers' commitment to the podcast. He claims he's hired a second worker for his company so that he can make this podcast more often.
He grew his headcount by 100% to come to a twice a week podcast.
But he's not here today because he's got to train him.
Of course.
Not that I can laugh. I missed the last episode of the podcast.
Yeah, but your attendance rate is exemplary.
Yeah,
Cal Ripken-esque.
Good pull. We'll talk about that in a second. Today's episode of the pod is brought to you by, or delivered by, I should say, DoorDash. Dash that for the win with DoorDash. And for a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more. All you need to do is download the DoorDash app and enter the promo code NATION25. That's NATION25 gets you 25% off up to a $10 value when you download the DoorDash app. Only available to our listeners in Canada. Restaurants, groceries, and more delivered right to your door with DoorDash. It's just a Tyler, Wanye, and BM edition of the show today. DoorDash.
Oh, yeah.
Ding dong.
Yeah, it's a good skeleton crew here.
Yeah. Who was on it? I missed it on Monday. Was fighting a stomach bug.
Yeah, the poopies.
If you want the gross details of it, I have not yacked since the red wine incident of Jasper, which was 3 years ago?
On the patio?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Well, by patio, you mean right outside the door of our hotel.
I've seen the footage.
Yeah. So that was the last time I yacked for any reason. Drinking related, illness reason. Like I got.
That's impressive.
I pride myself on having a strong stomach. Cal Ripken-esque. I yacked over the course of 14 hours on Saturday. I had 8 sessions.
Oh.
Times that by the amount of yaks. We're talking 42 to 48 yaks. Like it was.
Were you drinking water purposefully just to puke it up a minute later?
Yeah, but
you have to.
So after like the third time,
or else you're just like, you're just nothing's happening.
Puke up a toe or something. Fucked up.
So the third time, I like just dry heaved again. Great info. I hope you're all enjoying this story. But I just dry heaved.
Are you eating right now, fair listener?
Yeah.
Maybe grab a snack. Go
Don't
ahead.
Listen
Tyler.
to this episode on your lunch break. And then I was like, okay, the first 2 times I yacked, I felt great for 10 minutes after. Third time, I was like, I need to stop eating and drinking. I just dry heaved. Terrible.
There are some times you walk out of a puke sesh feeling like $1 trillion. But it might last 6 minutes and you're back in there begging for death.
I find that those, though, when you feel the best, those are when you're wasted, though.
That's also true.
You know, you purge.
Yeah.
You kick everyone out the club.
$180 worth of Jaeger comes out.
Yeah. Feel great. Good as new. Hey, Operation Keep It Tight, though. In effect, you got a head start.
I don't have any weight to lose.
Well,
he's rail thin.
Yeah.
He's Oppenheimer-esque.
But I basically just bought into like the 6 minutes after I actually throw stuff up is the best I'm going to feel all day. At first I thought I was maybe just violently hungover. I was not. It was a bug.
Yeah.
And I was like, screw it. I just got to drink a ton of water. And I was like, I know it's all coming back up, but I'm going to eat. And I just committed to like drinking water because I craved those 6 minutes of how good I'd feel. And the rest of the day I would just feel, I'd have like terrible stomach pains. I'm like sweating in bed. And I was like, oh, but in 2 hours I might puke again. And I will get 6 minutes where I dance around my house being like, yeah, I'm back, baby. And then right back to the couch of death.
Oh, he's in a dance sesh. Give him 5 minutes. He'll be down again.
What'd you eat? Fettuccine Alfredo, probably?
Well, the reason I thought I was initially sick is me, Amber, and a couple of our friends went out for dinner the night before. And I was drinking whiskey sours, which have egg whites in them. Just egg whites.
Are you a 1930s senator?
Whiskey
like who drinks
sours?
Whiskey sours. Are you a riverboat captain?
You don't drink whiskey sours.
Are you a victorious Civil War general who's done well after the war?
So I'd like a whiskey sour to celebrate my victory.
So I did that, and then I ate a McFlurry after.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Then I spun around and around on an office chair for an hour.
I grabbed a bat and I spun around, and then I hit the pinata and down I went.
And I had bruschetta with like goat cheese on top.
Oh no.
I treated my body like a dumpster that evening. So the next morning, even honestly, the whole next day, I was like, oh, I think I got food poisoning from like the awful trio of foods I ate at dinner last.
Jesus. You're daring your immune system to fail.
I know. And then when it lingered into Saturday, and then when my partner also got sick, I was like, yeah, this was not
Fiance.
Yeah. Fiance.
Thank you.
What are you running a detective agency? Sometimes when you're puking, you're like, why would I have eaten the food I've eaten? Have you ever had eating regrets when you're puking? You're like, why would I eat all these shrimp? What was the matter with me an hour ago?
Yeah.
So first time, yak, terrible. Amber was like, oh, you don't look good. Like, you're pale. I'm going to get you a banana. And so I just crushed a whole banana, and like an hour later puked up a banana. And then Amber was like, boy, that's not good. I'm going to make you a yogurt bowl. She's trying to take care of me. So like the next thing I ate was like raspberries, granola, and yogurt. Like, yak that up. It was awful. It was awful.
One time I went to this like office party at the old timers cabin. You know where that is?
Yeah.
Right. And it was a blizzard. So like no one came to this party, and it was fully set up. Right. It was for a law firm. And I think it was a Christmas
Was
party.
it Diamond and Diamond?
No, I wish. No, it was a really good one. So I won't say their name for fear they'll sue us correctly. But there was this huge pile of shrimp on like it had this huge thing of the sauce. What's that stuff called? The red sauce?
Shrimp sauce. No, cocktail sauce.
Cocktail sauce. And there must have been 10,000 shrimp.
Oh, no.
And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? There's not enough people at this party. I'm going to see how many shrimp one man can eat. I was very drunk when I made this decision. So I just kept going back and eating shrimp to the point that the 8 people that were there were like, are you going for some sort of shrimp record? And I'm like, I am. And I pushed it too much, and I was drinking shots, and I was eating nothing but shrimp and booze for about 4 hours. And then I was just sort of standing there staring into the abyss, and I was like, oh my God. And I went to the old timers washroom and shrimped like nobody had shrimp in the history of the old timers cabin. I challenge somebody to have puked up more shrimp than I did, because I think I'm number one.
That's fantastic. I also got very ill eating shrimp, but what I did is I was hammered, and I went home, and I had a shrimp ring in the freezer.
Yes.
And I started eating it, but it wasn't really thawed out completely. And the cocktail sauce was just kind of, it was more
using
viscous.
it as ice in your drink.
Yeah, it's more viscous than it should be.
Oof.
Polished off that whole shrimp
You ate
ring.
the whole shrimp ring.
Certainly did.
You know the feeling. Was there a hiatus after your shrimping? I couldn't eat shrimp for 2 years.
I didn't have that because I had kind of like the amnesia where I woke up and I'm like, did I puke up a whole shrimp ring? I did do that, didn't I?
When I was puking at the old timers cabin, I was like, this is one of my worst regrets.
So nice too.
So regret, man. Because everyone knew, because I was like bragging to the whole remaining office. I was eating all these shrimp. And then I was like, oh no. And I like went running into the room, and I was in there, and I was like, I've pushed it too far. Yeah. You know what I mean? I should
flew too close to the sun.
I should never have had access to this many shrimp, but it was the blizzard.
Yeah.
And shrimp are just delicious, you know?
Wow.
I'm telling you, I'm off the whiskey sours now.
Yeah, wow. With the egg. Ugh.
Oh, that'd be like if I went and started really aggressively pounding vodka slimes again.
You know what drink I could never drink again because I got too drunk on it? Goldschlager. Ooh. One time we were partying at my buddy's house, and I don't know who was thinking what, but someone brought Goldschlager. We're like, it's 1 a.m. A new bottle of booze has been unfurled. What are we drinking? Goldschlager to the death. And we were just drinking it out of coffee mugs.
Oh,
that's one of those ones that I haven't seen in a while. Goldschlager used to come out in high school parties every now and then. Yeah. Like the fancy person would bring Goldschlager.
Yeah, the Bahrain royal family member in your grade 8 class.
Yeah, and I've just got like a solo cup full of gas that I siphoned out of the car out front. Yeah.
Goldschlager.
Goldschlager.
Have you seen the new season of It's Always Sunny?
No, I'm behind.
Oh, there's one of the episodes. I won't spoil the whole thing. They decide to make their own booze, and Charlie makes nickel schlager with just chunks of nickel in there, and he ends up like getting very sick. It's quite.
What platform do you watch this on?
Disney is It's Always Sunny.
That's the problem. I love It's Always Sunny, but like, can I have your Disney password just for like a little bit?
Sure. So my go-to streaming Disney, I love.
Yeah.
Because it's got a bunch of good sitcoms. I'm a big sitcom guy.
Okay, love sitcoms.
It's got all the new Family Guys as they happen. Massive. And it's got It's Always Sunny.
What sitcoms you watching on there?
Right now, for some reason, I just had to rewatch How I Met Your Mother. It's not good.
Never seen an episode.
You watched the entire series only to declare it's not good?
Oh, I've seen the entire series 3 times.
I see. So you're in the habit of watching garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
And rewatching garbage. The 3rd time through, you're like, still not great.
It's a good fall asleep show.
Gotcha.
I put it on. set the sleep timer to an hour, and just know I'll pass out.
Yep.
Amber got really into Modern Family. Pretty funny show for the first part of it. That's another one. It's nice to watch through. I like a good sitcom before bed. Calms me down.
Yep.
I can't watch a super intense show with like a plot or whatever, because then I'm just sitting up being like, oh, this is great. I want to watch another episode.
I like documentaries for the same reason. Boring documentaries.
To go to sleep, I'm a big Planet Earth guy.
Oh, yeah.
David Attenborough, he'll put me right out.
Yep.
That's smart. Maybe I should mix it up.
It's lovely. And like, as you're watching, you're kind of like if you watch an ocean one and you see the cool like fish kind of cruising around and some of them that go deep ocean, they're glowing. And then David Attenborough goes, this is a fish that's only been seen 3 times before by man. Here you'll see it enjoying some garbage it found at the bottom of the ocean.
Recycle.
Tracking this for several years. And
A lot of garbage in the ocean.
I'd love to go on like an 8-year submersible mission where it's just you and another guy in like a bobsled sized submersible. And
I used to know a guy who did his own submersible tours. He passed away.
In the submersible?
Yeah.
Really?
Turned to mist.
Titanic thing, or what was that thing called?
Oh, yeah.
Ocean Gate.
That was one of those ones where, man, we were all on board with it. You know, you heard the knocking under the water. Are they coming back?
Yeah, the people who were, and then
We were on board for a minute.
I saw like an animation or like diagram thing of like, here's what likely happened to them. And it's literally just like,
Yeah, they just got misted.
yeah. Like there's no way they even knew what happened.
No.
There might have been some panic before.
Well,
like, remote's dead.
They were sitting there in the dark for a while.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then they died. But you know what? I don't think at any point you could honestly sit on the ocean floor and say, why me? You know what I mean? I don't know why you motherfucker. You went down on the ocean floor in a submersible.
The guy, he made it himself.
Why would this happen to me? Why? All I tried to do was go on a private expedition to a famous wreck site where thousands of people died. Why me?
Literally on the bottom of the ocean. Under hundreds and hundreds of meters of pressure.
But if you're one of those people who's like a huge fan of the Titanic, that's probably.
But I wouldn't say why me.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You know, I'm a huge fan of Leo's work in Titanic. I don't need to go see it.
Man, do you remember when James Cameron made that movie Titanic on IMAX?
Of course.
You ever see that movie? That's one of the best documentary movies of all time. Like I remember going to the Space Science Center, IMAX, motherfucker. If you can't watch that and be satiated and be like, I got enough Titanic wreck information for one lifetime. If you're like, nope, I got to go see it through a dinner plate sized hatch.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to see the Titanic right before your life mists before you.
Very little nudity down there. Titanic, there was some.
If you're on the ocean floor and you're in like a 4-man sub with a bunch of strangers and you know you got 10 minutes left to live,
I'm kissing everyone.
You're going for it, aren't you?
Absolutely.
You got it.
Somebody's got to.
I am gonna one more time.
I don't want to die a virgin. Are you really a virgin?
Involved in this or not? But I'm going.
Yeah,
it's happening.
Like that guy in Pompeii that got caught at the end, giving the old
yeah, exactly.
You know, that guy.
Way worse way to go, Pompeii, than misting. Immediate misting.
Oh, the misting is actually fairly humane.
Yeah.
But a good lava-ing doesn't take long.
No, but not ideal. You kind of see it coming, you know, you smell it.
Do you, or is it just like a landslide?
I don't really know. I just imagine like there's a documentary on Netflix about people that survived a volcano eruption and like, I'm going to screw up the country. I want to say New Zealand or something. It's fucked up.
But Pompeii was like a side mountain explosion with an avalanche of lava. Like that shit was moving units.
Yeah. People were like frozen in place essentially.
Yeah. How would you want to be frozen in place if you knew lava was about to consume?
Heroes pose.
Oh, I thought you were asking just like if I would like to be frozen like Walt Disney.
Oh, no. I mean, like, how do you want your pose to be echoing in eternity when you are consumed by lava? The one guy was giving her. You ever seen this?
No.
You've never seen it? You've seen this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have.
Really? That's how a guy, so he was just laying in his bed being like, well, I got time to crank
Exactly.
one out. And then it just
the lava wall went whoosh.
Damn.
Didn't get a finish.
Like 3000 BC.
Straight up disrespectful, bro.
Or it was as
he's staring at a cave drawing.
Hoyo!
Whomp.
That's how you meet the eternal afterlife, though.
Yeah.
Fishing rod in hand.
Hey, look, this guy was fishing. Yeah.
Come on, 3 of you, come with me. We're going to spell YMCA when this shit hits. Ready? Oh, people are going to laugh in the future.
Yeah, when we laugh.
Will they know what this song means? They will. They will. Don't worry. Come on. You be the C. Come be the C. Stop screwing around.
All right.
You know what disturbed me this week, Tyler? Thank you for asking. Seeing Puff Daddy's sons brought out on the lawn of their mansion in handcuffs.
Well, listen, this is all allegations for now, I think.
The allegations of handcuffs, I saw it with my own eyes.
I'm just saying everything they've been accused of or is in the lawsuits and whatnot. Like the people on the submersible, I'm not sure if those two can sit there and say, why me?
Interesting tie-in. What's the point of being super rich if you're not better than normal people and subject to the law? What the hell's the point of trying?
It's the great reckoning.
Oh, John D. Rockefeller killed a man with a golf club, and everybody just tipped their cap and said, "As you were, sir."
That's
get away with no.
Good, just like
Everything about that was false.
Where
I
I
just
just
meant-
kind of like that could be true.
Maybe it was. I just meant that back in the day, being rich meant you were above the law, and the common man wouldn't dare arrest your son.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good lesson to not piss off the wrong people.
The board of Ciroc.
Yeah, sure. This is why I'm
Illuminati.
bleeping out any Diamond and Diamond reference on this podcast going forward.
You're arrested because of your diamond and diamond insults. I won't lie. When I saw them and during the ad last game, I was like, I hope these guys take a joke well, because I wouldn't want to fuck with any of these people in a court of law.
Especially because now we've now grown this from like a 1 episode bit to we say it every show.
Yeah.
Well, and also now every time the Diamond and Diamond ads come on during an Oilers game, it turns into a little thing on social.
People tweet us. Yeah.
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 And I'm like, I don't know what you're tweeting about, sir or madam.
I just like my lawyers to be beautifully tanned. That's all.
And jacked.
Gotta be.
And ready for war. That
What's
one guy
more-
looks ready for war.
What's more intimidating if you're in court being defended by the fine folks at Diamond and Diamond than a guy who is tanned and shredded?
You think Diamond and Diamond could get Puffy off?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not
They're
sure
Canada's biggest law firm by volume of lawyers.
I'm not sure if anybody can.
If you're looking for a good lawyer, get the tallest lawyer in Canada.
Have to.
The biggest lawyer in the country.
What are you going to do? Get an average size lawyer?
He's like 1 in 80 on his cases. And you hired this guy because he's the biggest lawyer in Canada.
That means he's due.
By volume.
Yeah.
He's due for a win?
Yeah, it's math. Just basic math.
Kind of when I research my sports betting, I'm always like, let's say the Zach Hyman shot prop tonight. And I'm like, well, I should probably do some research beforehand. But all that happens is I pull up his game logs. And if he's hit it in 5 in a row, I'm like, sick. That's a lock. And then if he hasn't, I'm like, well, he's probably due.
Yeah.
And I
sick.
bet it anyways.
Sick.
Yeah.
Confirmation bias or something like that. Not quite, but anyways.
The gambler's fallacy, I believe is what it's called.
Speaking of betting, can I talk to you guys a little bit about Bet99?
Did I tell you my story that I did?
No.
When I pulled a real boner move.
Oh boy.
Like
Thanks
the
to our
guy
friends.
in Pompeii?
Not quite. Not quite.
Pulling a
So
boner.
the other day, the Edmonton Oilers, our beloved Edmonton Oilers, were down to the Winnipeg Jets. Fired open my Bet99 app because I go, comeback city. It's coming. So I'm just sitting there watching the game, doing my thing, and I put in a bet, submit, going about my life. Oilers win. I go, huzzah. I won my comeback bet. Very, very nice. What I did, Wanye, is I meant to bet $10 on said comeback. I hit an extra $0. So win, good for bag milk. Very, very good.
The process.
Process flawed. Process flawed.
Also the process sweaty because they blew that 3-1 lead.
Yep.
So you bet 100 instead of 10 and 1?
That's right.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Now you got to dial it back, though.
Accidentally every time. It works every time.
You got to dial it back, though.
Yep.
That should be your bankroll for 2 years.
Of course.
That's your whole playoff bankroll on Bet99.
It's going to pay the first payment on Peyton Manning.
Oh yeah, on your new. Oh no, I like that on your new Bronco.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning?
That's what I'm naming it. Yeah.
Oh, Tim Tebow.
Well, he's not as great of a Bronco in my opinion.
Well, he's still pretty good.
Yep. But I want the best Bronco.
The best Bronco.
Peyton Manning.
Is he
Won
the
a
best
Super Bowl?
Bronco?
Probably not. But won a Super Bowl,
John Elway?
retired. Yeah, I was going to call John, but that was not as funny to me. Peyton Manning's funnier.
And I like that you didn't do. A lot of people go, "I'm naming my Bronco OJ," and it's like, no, little overdone. I like that you took a different angle.
I was also thinking Rob Gronkowski,
That's funny.
but I figured like I'm not the first one to come up with that pun.
Might be.
I don't think so. So Peyton Manning it is.
That's
Noted
cool.
Bronco.
Just quickly for our friends over at Bet99, the #1 online gaming experience in Canada, according to Ledger, built by Canadians for Canadians. Elevate your experience at Bet99 with same game parlays, player props, and flash bet markets, fast payouts, as BM knows all about, and smooth transactions. Find them at Bet99.
Can I tell you what I bet on today?
Yes.
Courtesy of Bet99, Oilers Kings. They've got a same game parlay in there. Connor McDavid to score, Adrian Kempe to score, and it's like plus 700.
Whoa, Kempe murders the
Kempe
Oilers.
always scores. So it's almost like the tricky part of that bet is getting Connor to score.
Mm-hmm.
which in itself seems ridiculous to say. So by ipso facto, free money.
So how much do you put down then?
That one was just I put $5 on.
And what do you get if you win?
42, something like that. I think my math might be wrong.
There are 40 players in the NHL this year who've scored more than Connor McDavid. That's a jarring number to look at.
How many have more assists than Connor McDavid?
0.
Thank you.
Right. How many have a brother named Cam?
Well, let me go through the list here.
I'm ready. I can name all NHL players' siblings.
That'd be wild. Just quickly, Bet99, BM. How about this for a little wager today? Blue Jays, Oilers, money line parlay. It is opening day after all. Cal Ripken.
Happy opening day for those who celebrate.
Yeah. To you and yours, as I've been saying all day.
Yeah. Is that nice?
Yeah. To you, happy opening day to you and yours. Blue Jays season starts in 25 minutes. That's exciting.
Give me a quick primer. What am I expecting from the Jays this year?
I'm expecting to be disappointed. I'm not very high on them this year, but
is that maybe like reverse psychology?
See, and that's what I'm hoping for, because with all of my teams, Oilers, I've gone into every season for basically the last 6 years being like cup season. It's a potential cup season, right? With the Bills as of late, I've been like Super Bowl year for my Buffalo Bills. With the Jays for the last 2 years, it's been like, whoa, chance at the World Series. And this is my first real shot back down where I'm like, I'm not that excited about one of my teams this year. I'm still going to watch every game, still going to root like hell, but they didn't do anything in the off season. They got a lot of guys who are very up and down. So I don't know.
It looks, for the dear listeners of the podcast, there's 2 Blue Jays in this room, plus your pal Wanye. Like, these two are wearing uniforms. Bagmel's got cleats on, for fuck's sakes. Right. Tyler's got a back catcher's helmet on because he's an extra big Blue Jays fan. Mm-hmm. One doesn't think they're going to do well, and the other one laughed when he said that. So what are you guys, just like into the style of Blue Jays apparel?
Do you know what I find? Baseball, like, I like having sports that I can watch that I don't feel like there's a work aspect to it.
Sure.
So for me, like, I like to contribute for Jays Nation on the social side, but I don't really feel like there's a big work element to it for me. So it's just enjoyable.
You contribute to Jays Nation?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You don't feel like watching Blue Jays is work?
Not really.
I see.
I just find it's the same thing for me as like watching F1. It's just like something I can put on. I enjoy it. If I miss a game, so be it.
Here's the thing about baseball that I don't like. It's like, here's a pitch. All right, well, it'll be 45 minutes till the next pitch.
Pitch clock, though.
Pitch clock has sped that up.
3 hours till the inning's over. 12 hours till the game's over.
How much did the pitch clock bring games down? Isn't it like half an hour or something like that?
Yeah, it was actually like pretty wild.
And after this game, we had a 36-game losing streak, but it's okay because the season is 199 games long, and you just got to catch fire for 800 more games, and you'll be fine.
My favorite part about baseball is the very OCD behavior by either pitchers or batters, where they'll take a swing and then they got to back out, redo the gloves, and they do their thing, and they pat their hat, and they shuffle, and then they go back in. Very funny to me.
But that's not sports. That's watching mental illness.
Well.
I like watching people line up pencils on a desk and then twitch.
Everybody knows my thing.
Shit.
So last season, the average MLB game dropped down to 2 hours and 42 minutes.
Just a blink of an eye.
The year before that was 3 hours and 6 minutes.
20 minutes it shaved off?
24 minutes.
24 minutes, yeah.
Another thing I don't like about baseball is the stands are always empty.
Because they play on it's Tuesday at 11 between the Pirates and Cubs.
So what's more riveting than watching a guy who's at bat for one of 700 times that season playing in front of an arena that's 8% capacity? And if you lose that game, it's okay because you're on a 48-game road trip that lasts 6 days because there's a triple header.
Is this the last year of the Oakland A's?
Who knows?
What do you mean?
No one really knows anymore. Probably.
Are they not building a stadium in Vegas?
No.
But then there's now pushback in the Vegas community about him being able to build that, but they've already started
digging a hole.
Yeah, digging a hole. They've demolished hotels. It's I think it's not as clean as people think.
Let me tell you some funny things about the Oakland A's that I have to pay attention now. Number one, they've turned off comments on all their social media platforms.
Yep.
Really?
You cannot say go Athletic.
Yeah, you can't go log on and be like, hey, great game today, A's. No, they won't let you.
Then
bring back Billy Bean, I'd say.
Oh, he's still there.
They canceled all fan prizes, contests, everything this year. There is nothing. There's no bobblehead night.
Cool.
There's nothing. The fans threw a party on social, like it was in real life, for people who love the Athletics but hate the Athletics. And like 10,000 people came to this party.
Awesome.
All in Athletics gear.
That's so punk rock.
After
I
they
love it.
canceled all team events.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
I love it.
Imagine they don't leave. How could this thing, because they're getting TV deal money, I guess, eh?
Oh,
I don't know. Yeah.
They would have a huge local Bay Area deal.
Yeah. Just quickly, the average attendance by team in Major League Baseball last year got the Dodgers leading the way, 47,000 people per game. Everyone else, you kind of go down. Almost everyone was above 20 last year. Very, very good. Then you get to the A's at 10,200.
that
In
is
a
an
capacity
empty
stadium, it's like 70,000 too.
That is an empty stadium.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of games last year where you see it on the highlights and it's like they said there's 8,000 people at the game and you're watching, you're like, there's maybe 800, like if that, like it's ugly. I'm sure a lot of them are like legacy season seat holders who are like riding it out but not going to the games.
Yep.
It's
Anything
ugly.
new? Speaking of the Dodgers, anything new with Shohei, or where's that at?
No, nothing new. I think that might get ugly. Because how do you not notice that there's $4.5 million missing from your account? How does that never pop up,
But the interpreter said his first press conference, Shohei knew I had these debts and he transferred me the money and paid them for me.
And then they backtracked.
Yes. So everything we're hearing is bullshit.
Yeah. I don't like that story at all.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, no.
Oh, you don't like that?
No.
Oh, as opposed to the other $700 million Dodger that had a whiff of Pete Rose disease that was funny and he got off.
Isn't there a thing in basketball going on right now too about a centerman that was shaving points or something like that?
There was a guy playing for the Raptors who pulled himself out
played
of
for
a
the Raps?
game and then was sick and had to leave another game.
And there's massive wagers on his unders for both of those games.
Oh no!
And he's like a terrible role player too.
He's like a $400,000 a year player.
Yeah. And one of them, it's like his over under for rebounds, points, and something else. It was like 1.5, 3.5, and 2. And someone took the unders and parlayed them all together. And he went in, played like a couple minutes, and then left the game with an illness.
Ate too many shrimp, probably.
Maybe there was a blizzard and he was at the old timers cabin.
Listen,
Hey,
you got a bunch of shrimp there. Somebody's got to eat.
something's got to happen. There's a soccer player too that just got in shit. He had like a huge betting scandal, got suspended for a whole bunch of time, came back and got caught again.
No way they catch the odds. It happens twice in a row.
No way. I got a whole new thing now.
All
This
I
is
know
going to
is-
happen more and more and more.
Totally.
And this could undermine the actual integrity of sport.
It could. I do still think that the game stars and the players make so much money now for the most part. Like, I do think there will always be these pop-ups of like the fringe players, whatever, like Ohtani. I don't think Shohei Ohtani was betting on himself. I don't think Shohei Ohtani was betting on Angels games. I think Shohei Ohtani was maybe wagering on other sports.
Yeah.
And or maybe had a friend who got into some trouble.
But the more money you have, the more, if you have vices, they'll fuck you up.
Yeah, that's fair.
So all of a sudden, people who have bad gambling self-control making $30 million playing for the Milwaukee Bucks,
Yeah.
it's not going to make it easier. It's going to lead to them having a marker for $3 million.
Yeah.
Is the option to make it more transparent so they don't have to sneak around. So instead of going to use the whatever bookie, if you're league partnered with whoever, you just say, yeah, hey, players, you can wager on this, make an account with your name. We will see what you're doing. And we just need to know you're not betting on your own sport.
The problem is that players do have the ability to impact games significantly, and especially with prop bets, right? Like college basketball is trying to remove all college basketball prop bets.
Yeah, because the players are.
Because the players can fuck with it. And even if you make the players disclose their bets, it's their entourages,
Yeah, that too.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like for sports betting to work, you need a clean game, right? So like the betting companies and stuff want this the least out of everybody because it will discourage people from gambling.
Yeah. Speaking of baseball, Take Me Out to the Ball game is kind of weird.
Go on.
I just think it's odd how this sport, no other sport has it. There's just one song everyone sings every game.
Cool.
Riverhawks game, what do you go do? You sing Take Me Out to the Ball game. Every 7th inning. Game 111, Pirates Reds Wednesday 1:00. What are they doing at the 7th inning?
Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Do you know who wrote Take Me Out to the Ball Game? Cracker Jacks. It's a jingle.
Oh. Game 7 World Series. What are they doing? Singing Take Me Out to the... Like any baseball game, no matter how inconsequential, minor league, major league, whatever, they sing that song.
Should we pivot it to a Millie by Lil Wayne, perhaps?
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. You have to be hard pressed to find a Major League Baseball dime that doesn't sell Cracker Jacks.
Also a good point.
A fairly irrelevant popcorn.
I don't know if I've ever had it, to be honest.
Not that good.
They're old and dusty usually. It feels like they made like 2 million boxes at World War
Just
II
still the
ended.
same one.
And they're like, we did it.
Yeah.
Victory in Europe. And then you're like, these aren't terrible. You ever have pink elephant popcorn?
I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
about to bring that up. That shit slaps.
Oh, what?
I'm a fan of it too. I like
It's
it.
so good.
Okay.
I think the last time I had it was with you, actually.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't known to mix it in once in a while.
Pink elephant popcorn.
Yeah,
Where
they-
are you? At
they
the
sell-
Midway
they
at
sell it
Coney
at Save
Island?
on Foods.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get down with some pink elephant popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
The new giant bags of random snacks at the grocery store are quite cool. Like you
kind of
can
snacks?
buy huge ass bags of popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember you being able to get, or a giant ass bag of chip mix.
I love kettle corn.
Oh yeah,
I would sit and just murder a bag of kettle corn to my
the giant
follow.
one.
Yeah.
So there's the Collingwood Farmers Market that kicks off right away. There's one of those vendors that sells huge bags of kettle corn. That is my weekly. I got to go get it. It's so good.
Kettle
will
corn. So I
crush
love
a
popcorn
whole
in
bag.
general.
I do too. Love popcorn.
You know what I don't love is all these fucking lights in the studio.
It is bright in here.
It's too bright in here, boys.
But look how good I look on the camera.
Yeah, but Jesus H. Christ, as a guy who doesn't want to be seen, like I feel like I'm staring into the surface of the sun.
It
we
is
start wearing
very bright.
we start wearing shades in here.
I can maybe turn them down a bit.
They would
Well,
be
if
like
this is
Boomer.
what it is needed, I mean, for my arm to look that good.
Like, look how HD that is.
Yeah, that's true. But just
Our clips have been banging. They look nice.
they do look
Shut
good.
up, Pat
But
Puff.
like, if you could see how many lights I can see right now,
5.
but they're not light bulbs; they're like giant
like
squares.
light panels.
Yeah, you want to pass me that remote that's right next to you? The light one. Yeah. We can maybe change it up a little. How bad does it look?
I just feel like I'm all squinty eyes, but
Yeah,
it's
see that one doesn't
Look
look
at
as
all the
good.
shadows.
yeah, you're right. No, leave it on. Just if you're wondering why.
I think
Oh,
that
what are
is
you doing
too
to me?
much.
That was significantly
Oh,
worse.
blimey!
I think we get you some studio shades.
Good
Wanye.
God!
Like
I-
some Brett Hitman heart shades.
I'm fighting a cold. So you know when you're light sensitive when you're in that stage of life,
Yeah,
then coming here into inside of a disco ball.
that's generally my.
That's better.
How did you turn them from white to like?
Oh, fuck.
Damn.
Oh my God, stop. There we go. Yeah, you can change the temperatures. There you go. That's what we wanted again. Hope you all enjoyed that on the podcast
Yeah.
version.
Getting back to Puff Daddy,
Oh yeah. Keep going.
is he going to go to jail?
I would imagine so.
I think so.
Or is he in the country anymore? Is he gone?
You know what he's going to do?
No.
Want to bet?
Yeah, kinda.
If he's facing jail,
Like
Do
life.
you think it's gonna be like a Harvey, not a what's his name, Jeffrey Epstein situation?
I think
I
he'd
don't
go
know.
by his own hand. No,
I don't like thinking about that. Mm-mm.
Bad boy for life, man.
you're not going to jail, Playboy. No way.
I don't know.
No way.
I don't know.
No way.
All right.
Anyways, I listened to Bad Boy for Life one last time last night because I'm pretty sure we're not going to be allowed to listen to Puff Daddy anymore.
Yeah.
And if you stream it on any major service, they'll send you a cease and desist.
Yeah,
It slapped.
it's such a good song.
End of chapter.
Yeah.
On that note, we're going to step aside for a quick break. Back on the Real Life Podcast, we are brought to you by our friends over at the Snow Valley Aerial Park and the Rainbow Valley Campground. We're going to get into some Oilers talk presented by the Aerial Park, which opens up on May 31st. It's family fun all summer long. You can also check out the only campground in the city, rainbow-valley.com. Online bookings are opening soon. And if you go there, you get a picture of what the comfort camping domes look like. They are very, very cool. They're like fully furnished and it looks like a great way to
You
spend
can
the night.
rent a dome?
Yeah, and it's like, here, I'll show you a picture of it.
Camping dome. They're cool.
Yeah, so it's like in the campground, and it's like a fully furnished. It's like
Come on, a little
it's like
hotel room.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I think
dope.
you could
That's
do a pretty fun little staycation weekend in Edmonton. You get yourself one of those camping domes.
Yeah.
Go and hack some balls, smash those at the ski hill.
Yeah.
Hit the aerial park. Go for a little snack, a little mange.
it's legit.
It's a lovely weekend.
Is there a restaurant on site down there if you're camping?
Yeah, well, they got that.
Yeah, they do. They have the Creekside Eats open for snacks and refreshments on the hill.
Even in the summer, open?
Yeah. Open all summer long.
This is becoming a pretty good idea, people.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. I love it. The way they're using that space is very, very smart to me.
It makes perfect sense to take a ski hill and make it into a driving range.
Yeah.
Rather than having one plot of land be your driving range and one plot of land be your ski hill.
Seasons never overlap.
Ever.
Although I did go to the driving range 2 weeks ago.
Were you on skis, though? Precisely.
There you go.
Did you go to the driving range today?
No.
I did.
Did you?
They said, why are you here? Don't you look at the weather? And I said, people were here yesterday. Give me my balls. They're like, okay.
Website says you're open.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Don't screw with me, city of Edmonton.
Some Oilers talk. I don't want to alarm anyone. Connor Brown is red hot.
Connor Brown is not only like that was a laser goal.
That was a
goal.
snipe.
That was a goal scorer's goal.
It's
Tyler?
hilarious. So like I did better late than never yesterday, and I was talking about Connor Brown. First goal, banked in off his leg. Ugly, needed that
Off
one.
a schneid.
Second goal, pumped it into an empty net, but at least he shot.
Yep.
Third one was a fucking beauty.
And he was fired up after. That was so cool to see how excited he
Let me ask
Connor
you a
was happy
question.
for him.
Yeah.
Connor Brown has scored 20 goals twice in the National Hockey League.
Mm-hmm.
How big of an ad would it be if he could get somewhere along that pace for the Oilers down the stretch?
Jason Greger said it's almost like another trade deadline ad, which I love you, Gregs. That drives me nuts. That's like my least favorite thing to do narrative wise is like when a guy comes back from injury or a guy starts playing well, it's like, oh, they're like a deadline ad. It's like, oh no, they've always been here. They're just finally.
But like, go back to my question.
Yeah, you're right.
Because if he can score more than never, significant upgrade.
Can you imagine a third line of, again, if him, Evander Kane, and even if you were to throw Adam Henrique there, if they can actually like score for you in the playoffs, and this team has a McDavid Nuge Hyman line that's just beating the ever-loving piss out of the other team, and then you have a Draisaitl Fogo McLeod line that is just skating the puck down the other team's throat, and then you have this third line that's like kind of physical, kind of grinds you down, and
Greasy.
has two wingers that can score. Look out.
How about Corey Perry fighting that gigantic man? What was that about?
He's a fearless dude, man.
Corey Perry, it drives me crazy that I'm very, very much enjoying him given the 2 decades of having him fuck around with us.
He is not afraid of anybody on the ice.
That guy made him look so small.
Yeah.
And Corey Perry's not small.
Doesn't give a shit.
Nope.
He's not the guy, obviously, that scored 50, back in the day, but don't you think he's been pretty effective in what he's doing? Because I do. I like that he's dragging his line mates into the fight. I like that he's annoying. I even like the thing that he did the other day during the broadcast where he flipped the puck onto the lip of the boards and just pinned it there.
Yeah, like
He's just annoying.
Yeah.
didn't make a ton of sense, but he was like, I'm just going to do it.
If you're a 20 goal scorer, it would statistically mean you're scoring 1 to 1.5 goals per playoff round. If Connor Brown could contribute 1 to 1.5 goals per playoff round, I'm glad he saved his output.
Yeah.
Every goal in the playoff, Tyler, huge.
Massive. Like David Desharnais. I do not remember literally anything else he did.
Right
as an
up the
Oiler.
gut.
It doesn't matter. He just had that one moment. That's
Oh
all
man,
he
was
needed.
that a moment in time?
Huge moment.
Did David Desharnais score other goals as an Oiler?
Who cares?
Doesn't matter. Could have scored 50.
He had 2 in the regular season. Was
2?
that his only playoff goal?
Cool.
Yeah, he scored 3 goals as an Oiler. So granted, not that many to actually remember, but one of them was a big
We
one.
still remember that one though.
Still remember that one. Our boy Zach Hyman had the OT winner.
I cheered so loud.
Me too.
I'm glad his parents paid for that.
I cheered so loud. Like when you have that many goals in a season, there's not really like adversity, even though he's had probably 10 goals waved off. But for numbnuts to come out and shit on him in his moment of glory, and then for him to score an OT, good on you, Zach Hyman.
I love Zach Hyman.
I love Zach Hyman. New Smitty Zach Hyman.
Somebody needed to be new Smitty.
Imagine what this motherfucker might do in the playoffs.
And he's one of the, like last year.
Tough run.
Yeah, last year was tough because Nuge, Hyman, and Kane just all dried up at the worst possible time.
Yep.
But Hyman did score that big OT winner against the Kings.
He did.
So at least he had that moment going for him.
To think that a quarter of his career goals have been scored this season.
Mm-hmm.
200 career
That
goals.
is wild.
51
Yeah.
this season.
That is wild.
Wild.
He's
Imagine
awesome.
Zach Hyman just scores some crazy series winning goal and just smiles so huge. Oh,
I can't wait to read his next upcoming children's book. So I scored 50 goals in the NHL.
Yeah.
It's going to inspire kids across the country.
His newest book, What Papa Bought Me.
Yeah.
Papa bought me.
What Papa purchased.
Those Comrie checks might not have cleared because old Mikey never got 50.
Yeah.
But he did really well too, though.
Of course he did. Didn't score 50 though.
No. Bronny James. That kid.
Ooh. He might not even declare for the draft this year.
Wow, you got that ticker thing, man. You got to kind of cut him a little bit of slack.
Yeah. Still hasn't scored 50 in the NHL though.
Well, all LeBron's money in the world won't get him 50 for the oil.
No.
I feel like his NIL deals will still continue even if he doesn't play basketball because just so many people are like, Bronny James?
Yeah, he'll do something like, I mean, you're LeBron James kid.
You don't need to do anything in this day and age. Just be.
Do you see that guy in the March Madness tournament from Oakland who was just shooting the lights out? He like set that record for 3-pointers or whatever. And he did a podcast interview, and because it was the next day, he was shooting NIL deal videos.
Yeah, like a TurboTax and shit I saw.
Yeah. So basically, like his email got out to all these companies, and he was like, the next day, he was like, my phone was still blowing up from the night before. And he goes, I looked at my emails. He's like, I had all of these things, all these brand. Can we do this? Can we send you this? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I don't even know what to do. So a couple of his buddies were literally just like, give us your email sign in. We got you. And they went and sifted through all of them.
Smart.
And found the good ones, which is why he like shot a TurboTax thing in the ballroom the next day. And I was like, ah. But it's pretty funny. There's two buddies were like, don't worry about this, dog. It's also wild that like that exists now in college sports, which is kind of cool that like he can have his big moment in the tournament and like that's great. But like now he's probably walking out of there with like 50 grand in his pocket being like, I shot a couple videos and like I made some money at least.
People have always been making money off March Madness and college sports. It just hasn't been the players.
Yeah.
So now they're cut in.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, that was interesting. There was another guy. I'm just learning about college basketball. I don't know much, but they were talking about that dude at Oakland. And they were saying that there was another guy a few years ago in March Madness who was a 3-point specialist as well. And he signed a $30 million deal off the back of his March Madness performance.
Whoa. That's wild.
What's wild about college sports is you got guys there that are like, I am very clearly 4 years away from being a lawyer.
Yeah.
And I'm about to drop 30 on you bitches. Like it's an interesting merge of like playing at the YMCA on national TV.
Yep.
Especially because the tournament's so big too. And when you think about like the rosters being the same size on a college team as an NBA team for the most part. And it's like, okay, there are 64 teams in this tournament right now. And all of these kids all are like playing at the same level. And there are 2 rounds in an NBA draft. So of these 64 kids, 60 of them, well, not even 60 of them, because then there's the overseas picks and all of that kind of stuff. So what, like 40 of these kids will get drafted, but they're all in like this insane spotlight right now.
You have a better chance statistically if you're in high school basketball of playing in college than if you're in college playing in the NBA.
Why is there only 2 rounds in the NBA draft?
Because
That's wild to me. Isn't there 50 in the Major League Baseball?
Because there's only 12 players on the roster.
And they don't have a G League like they.
Well, they do. They're now they kind of.
Well, they just shut down that G League team though.
That one team, yeah.
That's crazy. They had one team of all-stars playing a bunch of crap teams.
It was weird.
How does that even work? They basically had an AHL basketball, but they had one like super team.
So they had the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, they just went around beating the piss out of the crappy team.
They had a super team of like prospects more or less that were draft eligible. So it'd basically be like if in the American League, it was like all the best players eligible for this upcoming draft were just like on a team.
Cool.
Just played around in the American League.
Fun.
Doesn't make a ton of sense. But
it blows me away that the NBA doesn't like when you look at how many markets there are in college sports where there are no professional teams.
Yeah.
Rather than like moving the NFL to Europe or doing crazy shit like that, it amazes me they don't want to build an AHL and like an ECHL.
Yeah. It would sell. People would watch it. So
there's the drop off from college sports to NBA is so huge. You absolutely have room for more teams if the NBA doesn't box them out. You see how Ice Cube offered that Caitlin Clark lady a huge contract to come play on 3 basketball?
She's legit. Speaking of basketball, go Stingers. Do you know Xavier Moon, who used to be on the Stingers, is like he's still hooping in the NBA? Like he's played almost every game in the last week for the LA Clippers.
Jeez.
Granted, he plays like 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, still in the show.
But like the fact that, again, that level of basketball, BM, you've talked about what a good time it is at those games.
Great time.
The fact that it's, again, you can go sit there and watch
a future
someone could
NBA
be, it's
player.
like good basketball is my point. It's not just like whatever.
And even like, and I'll pump their tires again. I generally don't care about basketball. Had a great time in the Stingers game.
Yep.
It's just fun.
It's an event.
And it's one of those ones where like it was fun to kind of like look around. There's families around because it's actually affordable.
I don't want to flex on you boys, but I sat courtside at a Stingers game.
Flex.
And I was like, I see why celebrities do this. It's incredible to have the game right in front of you.
And like
going to an NHL game and being along the glass is kind of cool, but more than not very annoying.
Yes.
Sitting courtside at a Stingers game was a phenomenal experience.
Totally agree. I didn't sit courtside. I sat fourth row, but it was the same kind of experience where I go, you're
not the
right
same.
there.
Yeah. Where do you put your
Maybe
beer
this-
when you sit courtside?
Yeah, when you're sitting with Drake's dad, like I was at a Stingers game, just going for the glory. Local celebrity Aubrey Graham's dad, Dennis. Dennis Graham has an album.
You think Drake's gonna clap back at Kendrick or no?
That's a great way to end the show today.
You know what I was wondering about Drake is he going to get sucked into all these people getting arrested?
Nah. I
No?
want to talk more about the rap beef.
More rap beef with him and Kendrick? It's all for a show.
Even if it is, I want some back and forth.
If I ever see Adonis in handcuffs, I will be very disappointed,
You'd
Aubrey.
be super upset with Aubrey. What do you think, Tyler? You think Drake's gonna respond or no?
Yeah, I think we will get some sort of a response. I just don't know exactly what
It's been about a few years since a good Drake beef. You know,
Yeah.
some of the good Drake beef tunes, like back to back, still slaps.
You know how Zuckerberg's got that bunker under his house in Hawaii?
Yeah, of course.
Well, now I do.
Do you think that if they went to arrest him, he could just go into his bunker?
Find me. I'm in the mountain.
Do you think they could come get him? Or like, does $100 million give you an unbreachable layer?
I feel like he's got to be close.
Like, imagine if they're like, ding dong, and he's just like, and he just gets in his little elevator and goes to the center of the earth.
Volcano erupts, everybody gone.
Can you
Zuckerberg
build a
disappears.
house so secure that you're unarrestable?
Probably. He's kind of almost got a Dr. Evil situation going there where he is the mountain.
I feel like when these like Bond villains, though, build these elaborate layers, there's always an undoing, like the Death Star.
Sure.
So yes, you have $100 million
There's a
bunker,
point of weakness.
but you left the screen door open.
Yeah.
And the federal
Can't do
agents
that.
are like, hey, you left the screen door
Screen
open.
door's open.
Why did I put a screen door on here for deliveries?
It's just my fucking
On my
Amazon.
DoorDash.
Yeah, my DoorDash showed up. I got the double dash.
At some point, if you build a bunker that big in your Hawaiian lair and you're like down there and the people are showing you like, this is where the pool is and here's where you'll work out should the unthinkable happen. And you like lie down in the bed in the master bedroom in your bunker, 0.00001% of you must be like, I kind of want the world to end. I know what my pillow would
Might be nice in here.
Yeah. I could work out and get some time to
All
myself.
my stuff's here. Got snacks.
Yeah.
I bet Zuck.
We've got 12,000 years worth of Cheetos stored away.
Fucking right.
What would you bring to your bunker if you had an emergency bunker scenario where you'd only go in a nuclear event where you could have to live the rest of your life?
You bringing bricks and balls or what?
Probably my bricks and balls game on my iPad. Yeah. That's a must.
Snack wise, would you try to store 12,000 sets of
I need candy.
kettle corn?
I get really rattled with no candy.
Yeah. Candy, kettle corn. Can't have anything healthy. It'll go bad.
Well, like,
Maybe like freeze dried mangoes. I love that.
oh, we could probably grow mangoes. You Hawaiian bunker
Your
Yeah.
bunker be all farty though.
Oh, my bunker would stink.
Yeah.
from mango farts.
Oh,
Oh,
just
yeah.
from me
Dried fruit.
generally being a terribly smelling human.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
If I eat dried mangoes, I am clearing the house. I love them, but it's bad.
I don't know if you can tell if I'm squinting because there's 57 lights pointed at me right now, or I'm
just Tyler and
squinting
I
out
are
of
disgusting.
disbelief at how gross you two Blue Jays are.
Yeah.
You can't come in my bunker if this is how you get down, because I don't need no fart mates.
Yeah.
Well, you've been disinvited.
Oh, there you go. Oilers Kings tonight.
There you go.
Again,
Playoff preview question mark?
Oh, it probably is. Back to LA again, everybody.
Awesome. I think this is a good matchup for the Oilers. So
The other room right now is celebrating Blue Jays 3 up, 3 down, baby. What does that mean? 3 batters, 3 outs?
Yeah. Springer, Guerrero, Bichette. Just ding, ding, ding. Out to start the year. So Jays are back. It's a good thing there's not how many more innings left in the season?
12,000.
What is 9 times 100?
This is how every Blue Jays season goes, by the way, Bag Milk.
go ahead.
In the summer,
1,457 more at bats for the Jays this year.
during the offseason, one day of the offseason, you all get so excited. And they're like, did you hear that the Blue Jays have signed second baseman Vladimir Guerrero for $263 million. And you go, damn, that's a lot of money. Blue Jays are going to be hot. Your cell phone bill just went up $8 because of this contract. I'm like, damn, I don't even really like the Blue Jays that much. And then 3 months into the season, I go, hey, how's that new guy that made my cell phone bill go up $7? And then Tyler just looks and goes, don't ask, man. And then he walks away all sad. That's every fucking season with you people. Who'd you sign this off season? I know you didn't get that guy. That sushi restaurant didn't even have no reason for that reservation.
They didn't really get anybody.
They didn't get anybody. They just lost guys. But they did sign this third baseman named Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
There it is.
It's fun.
Everyone was like, hey, he might get, $5 million this year. The Jays were like 2-year deal, $15 million. And not MLB.com. The Athletic named it the most player-friendly contract handed out in the offseason.
Oh, good.
Which is definitely what you want to hear about your team.
Good times.
Cool.
We don't need Ohtani.
No.
You got.
They actually may have dodged a bullet because they wouldn't have done that crazy deferral thing. The Blue Jays would be paying top dollar for top line scandal.
That would have been such a Jays thing to be like, we got him. Oh, yeah. Then like a week into the season, it's like,
he's a cannibal.
No.
Yeah.
What the hell? All right. Okay. Before we wrap up the show, just want to give a plug to one thing, and it's a great thing.
Is it a review?
No, it's an event we are throwing coming up. Whoa, we just dropped a new Zach Hyman shirt.
Yep. Fresh Hyman shirt today. High money.
He works hard for the high money.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
NationGear.ca. Go get it.
Yeah, get that at nationgear.ca. You can also get your way into our next game day at Greta. It is coming up on April 6th. Doors at 7, BOA at 8 o'clock. We are absolutely going to light Greta on fire. It's going to be a fantastic night. We got free swag at the door, prizes to be won, food, beverage specials, all of that. And as always with these, the proceeds go to a good cause. This time around, it is the Logan Hunter Memorial Fund. April 6th, the day of the game. That is the 6th anniversary of the Humboldt Broncos tragedy. So we're excited to be supporting the Logan Hunter Memorial Fund with our game day at Greta. So head to nationgear.ca, get your tickets to that, $20. Get your high money shirt as well. Nationgear.ca.
Thought of a fun little bit for the game day viewing party.
Okay.
There's a beef brewing out there between Lehman and Waz.
Yeah.
We should have them go head to head on the football game.
That'd be great because I don't think Waz knows how to throw.
That's my point.
Alternate idea. Enormous mountain of shrimp.
We get them both to attack it.
Only they can eat it.
Okay.
Give them a little booze, but they can only eat shrimp.
Only the shrimp.
Live stream the toilets.
I'm in.
People would watch that.
I would 100% watch that.
Japanese businessmen.
Listen, I like the idea of more challenges. Maybe we should just have a who can eat the most shrimp challenge.
I would die. Cease to exist.
I'd like to watch it.
Waz, I'm allergic to shellfish. Eat the fucking shrimp.
You eat that shrimp, you little fuck.
He's like, okay.
I told you guys I'm allergic.
He's all swollen, but he's still packing it down.
Does anyone have an EpiPen? No time. No time.
You just have a reactive
intermission
Get back
show
in there.
All right, that's a wrap on today's edition of the podcast. Shout out to Snow Valley Aerial Park, Rainbow Valley Campground, Bet99, nationgear.ca, and DoorDash. Dash that for the win during the long weekend with DoorDash. We'll be back on Monday.
Get some shrimp in ya.